All right, so I just have to go out on a limb and I have to say that I think the World Cup is the greatest sporting event there is. Yes, I'm American. Yes, that is my opinion. And yes, I don't even follow the Premier Leagues or any of the league. I only follow World Cups, Copas, and Euros. But from following that and from locking in the World Cup, especially this year, we just finished watching Mexico and England, which was an absolute masterpiece. I mean, you just can't match the drama. I'm sorry, you can't. Not even like in a UFC fight where somebody could like freaking die. And the beauty and the drama, it's like high drama out there. I mean, you're watching these guys, they're all speaking different languages, so I don't even know how they're communicating. The ref is from another country. They're all screaming at each other. They're in each other's faces. They're rolling around the ground. Everybody hates that. I get it. The whole diving, flopping, but it's almost adds. I've gotten used to it now where I appreciate the drama. It's like do they go to class to learn how to roll around in agony when no one touched them? I don't know. I've started to appreciate it. The penalty kicks, the absolute high drama and stress of a penalty kick round in a World Cup match. I don't think you can find that level of anxiety anywhere else in any other phase of life almost. I'm not even kidding you, especially if it's your country that you're pulling for. So it's a beautiful game that I never really appreciated until the last 3 or 4 World Cups. The way the ball moves, the game within the game, the high drama, how freaking hard it is to score a goal. So when you score one, it's like you know what I'm saying? Okay, it's that feeling. Dare I say it's orgasmic. The game is amazing. It's a beautiful game. It's an old game. It's a world-renowned and appreciated game. It's a historic game. And it's a lovely freaking game. Dang.
One of the biggest mistakes people make in interracial relationships is thinking love is simply enough. It's not. Awareness, accountability, and unlearning are just as important. And as someone who is mixed race, I've seen firsthand how identity, history, and privilege shape relationships, whether people realize it or not. So here's some things being mixed has taught me about navigating an interracial relationship. 1, identity is complex and that's okay. I'm white and Asian, my partner is black from the South. Our experiences with race are not the same. Being mixed has taught me that identity is layered, and that includes my partner's identity too. So instead of assuming I understand his experience, I ask, I listen, and I recognize that no one owes me an identity that makes sense to me, okay? 2, political context and history matters. Race isn't just about personal identity. It's shaped by history, politics, and systemic oppression. I make sure I understand not just my background, but also my partner's in a political context. What systems have shaped his experiences? What stereotypes and biases affect him daily? If you don't understand these things, you're not fully seeing your partner. 3, colorblindness is not love. I grew up hearing people say I don't see color, and let me tell you that's not a compliment. Ignoring race doesn't make racism go away, it just means you're avoiding the uncomfortable work of addressing it. Love isn't pretending differences don't exist, it's respecting those differences and the ways they shape someone's lived reality. 4, relationship dynamics can be wild in interracial relationships. As a mixed person, I know what it's like when family members don't fully understand or support my racial identity. So if you're in an interracial relationship, be prepared for difficult conversations with both of your families. And if your partner faces ignorance or microaggressions from your side, it's your responsibility to address it, not theirs. 5, privilege exists even in interracial relationships. This is a big one. Some people in interracial relationships refuse to acknowledge the power dynamics at play. If one of you benefits from white privilege or any form of privilege, it's not just a personal thing. It affects how the world treats you as a couple. Recognizing privilege doesn't mean your love isn't real. It means you understand the full picture. 6, I don't walk through life as a black person, but my partner does. No matter how much unlearning I do, no matter how much advocacy work I'm involved in, I will never fully understand what it means to be black in America. My partner does. And when he tells me something about a situation with police or security, workplace dynamics, customer service, literally anything, I believe him. I don't argue. I don't center myself. I believe him because I don't walk through life the way he does. It's not about me getting it. It's about trusting his lived experience. 7, unlearning internalized white supremacy is never-ending work. Now, this one is especially for white people in interracial relationships or those with white partners. If you think you've done the work and that's enough, do more. Keep doing more. We all grow up in a system built on systemic oppression, and if you aren't actively unlearning and addressing the parts of you that still unconsciously believe those lies, you will pass that on to your kid. And when it becomes their burden to unpack, you're going to feel some type of way, they're going to feel some type of way. You can be the kindest, most well-intentioned person, but that doesn't mean that you're free of bias. Love doesn't erase racism. You will always have work to do. So at the end of the day, love isn't just about feelings, it's about actions. Being in an interracial relationship means showing up for your partner in ways that go beyond love. It means learning, unlearning, having hard conversations, and challenging yourself constantly. And if you're not willing to do that, you're not ready for an interracial relationship.
Cool, but soccer is just not my thing. I just don't get the hype of the World Cup. It's not for me. I just don't really think it's that exciting of a sport, to be honest. It's a lot of passing back and forth. The sets I don't really get. Fans are into it. They have this hydration break. Aren't these guys supposed to be able to go for a long time? I don't know. I'm getting sold a little bit, but not there yet. At least they got Texas Twinkies. Hey, ref! You know what? Not bad. We did the wave. Pretty cool. I'm starting to pick things up. I'm getting it a little bit now. I got this flag for South Africa. I can get into soccer, football. Oh my God, that was sick. This sport is unbelievable. In the last 3 minutes, he just ripped the goal. I'm so in on this. I'm so in on this. Canada! Canada! Goal! Oh my God. I love the World Cup. Love it. Unbelievable atmosphere. This was insane. Look at this. Look at it. It's incredible. Incredible. Great match by both these teams. Went to the 90th minute. Last second goal by Canada. Just simply poetic. There's nothing better than the World Cup.
I told myself I'm not watching soccer. I'm American. Football is the real football. Then the World Cup happened this year. 5 reasons we need to start teaching our kids soccer. Like now. Number 1, do you understand how much soccer players get paid? Do you understand how much money they make? Cristiano Ronaldo, who is the Tom Brady, the LeBron James of soccer, is worth like 800 Goodwills. Cristiano Ronaldo probably got Lamborghinis made out of teeth. Soccer is a world sport. That means world money. That means global banks show interest in that player. Bruh, if number 1 ain't enough for you, turn my video off and stop it right now. They getting money. Number 2, soccer seem a little bit more safer than any other sport. Now, I've seen the YouTube videos where somebody get kicked right in the mouth, where somebody get elbowed right in the throat. Even the referee got stole on one time. But nah, it ain't dangerous hockey and football. I mean, it ain't head-on collisions every single play. I would much rather my child come home and tell me, Daddy, I got kicked in my shin or bumped, than him to come tell me I got my helmet knocked off my coach. Go back in the game. What's a concussion? If we really care about the safety of our youth, we gonna start looking into this soccer thing, bruh. Straight up. Number 3, the World Cup runs Earth when it's World Cup time. I cannot go anywhere, no store, no restaurant, even my pastor in church. Better go! Can I go to a Mexican church sometimes? Going crazy over the World Cup. My mama don't watch no sport, but my mama can tell you who Michael Jordan is. She can tell you what Wayne Gretzky played, and she can tell you why Bo Jackson is probably bow-legged. This lady was hard down emotional, tears in her eyes, had a rosary in her hand. Baby, Mexico just beat Germany. Mom, why you got a rosary? You not Catholic? My baby, Mexico just beat Germany, baby. Soccer making my mama from the South act like that and stuff. Percy Emery, come on, baby. We going to the soccer field. Andale, mijo. Andale. Number 4, do y'all see the female fans in soccer? I don't know if the organization of soccer pay these women to come in, but the women I've seen in the stands, listen, all y'all can put me on child support. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to be late on 4 and 5, but for 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to be at your window hating on every boyfriend in your house. Forget cheerleaders, forget pom-pom girls. I'm talking about the regular fan. I'm talking about the regular woman that just bought an $80 ticket with a beer in her hand in the stand. I thought soccer moms was fine. Skip the soccer, but the fans. The fans. And number 5, you can start your child professionally playing soccer at 14 years old. Dog, you mean to tell me I don't been working 14 hard years of my life? I've been trying to get this boy in the NFL when he's 22. Hopefully he get past college with a concussion. I'm trying to get Preston to have a jump shot. If he don't have a jump shot, hopefully he can kick real high so he can make it MMA at 21. You mean to tell me I can put him in soccer at 15 and he can take care of me at a young 35? I ain't trying to exploit my children. I'm not saying that kids should be forced to do things against their will. I seen what happened to Macaulay Culkin. I noticed how old the Olsen twins look in the face at 30 years old. But what I am saying is, my kids are going to learn to kick a ball, block a ball, dive for a ball, and slide. Go! We will become a soccer family soon. In America. Y'all mean to tell me y'all missed the entire World Cup? Like the whole thing. Everybody out there down the street partying. My homeboy Jose, he going crazy because Mexico won, but I ain't got nobody to cheer for.
I love how as Americans we are so uninvested in soccer that we're basically just treating the World Cup like a reality show right now and watching it for the drama. Like we started early with telling Europeans you absolutely cannot walk from this place to go and see the games, and they didn't listen to us until now they're over here and they're finding out that there's like a 12-lane highway in Houston or something. And then there's also plenty of people who came here a little bit early just to start eating American food and exploring American cities, and so now they're finding out that we have like the most ridiculous food in the world. That's why we're fat. But like my favorite thing so far has been all of the hate watching and finding out how different countries that are really hated react to seeing this much hate. At least the African countries are like have so much bravado that Morocco will literally just call you a monkey instead of even telling you that they're not racist. They will just actively be racist to you if you say you're not rooting for them. South Africa, obviously there's that whole thing, and yeah, they're just being like, Rick Sanchez about it. Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. But then Argentinians are like, why are you all calling us racist? And we're like, because everybody thinks you're racist. Even your Latin American brothers and sisters call you racist. We have all collectively decided to root against you. Meanwhile, because the US and Israel attacked Iran, the country that usually doesn't get that many cheers because they do human rights violations all the time is actually like one of the darlings of the tournament. And the majority of people that I know are actively rooting for Mexico, not just because they are our neighbors, but because they actively want Mexico to be able to hold up the trophy and say F you to Donald Trump. So yeah, the World Cup reality show is actually quite entertaining. I would rather watch this than Love Island. If you have been seeing other things, please leave it in the comments so that I can follow along with that too.
Since the World Cup has started, do you know something I'm finding very entertaining is Americans realizing that all the numbers and people they thought were like the biggest things to ever hit the world are small fry. When Americans would be like, who's this Ronaldo guy? Who's this Messi guy? They don't have more followers than Taylor Swift. And then they see the amount of followers Ronaldo has. They're like, oh my God, no, it has to be an American. No, one of the Kardashians. No, Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner. Someone has to have more followers than this Ronaldo guy or this Messi guy. And it's just so fascinating watching the mask peel off and then they realize they're not the center of the world like they thought they were. And it's just interesting watching all the meltdowns happen. Yeah, your numbers are babies compared to some of the guys we have.
Black people, how would you feel if white people held an event every year on the coast, the South Coast, Gulf Coast, and we called it White Beach Weekend?
Honestly, we wouldn't care. Y'all could have that one. Just imagine what y'all food would be like for that weekend. Unseasoned chicken, green bean casserole, raisins with potato salad, and lots of mayo. Nope, we're good. Y'all can keep all that to yourself. Passive-aggressive vibes, bad dancing, tasteless food. Yeah, that sounds like a disaster waiting to happen if you ask me. And I think I speak for most of the black delegation when I say that we really do not be bothered when y'all want to do y'all own thing, even if it's all white. So why do so many of y'all be so bothered when we want to mind our business and do our own thing? I just want to know.
Whole world stops for
That's
soccer.
what I'm saying, but we don't know how much, like in America, it's growing right now, but we're so boxed in, we don't see how big of a sport this is. That's why when people tell me, like, yo, why do you care so much that Italy's not in it? Bro, we grew up different. Growing up, it was all Italy games. We went to Italy in the summers. We understood the culture. It's so different than how soccer's perceived here or football, and I think it shows in this World Cup. That's why it sucks so much that they're not there.
Yeah, it hurts. It's not good for business for Italy.
No, but they're making changes, so we'll see what happens.
I have been crying laughter at some of the suggestions from Americans who are clearly watching football for the first time at this summer's World Cup as to how they think football should be improved. Watching the World Cup and looked up offsides. Offsides in soccer is about the dumbest rule I've ever seen in my life. Bearing in mind, the first variation of the offside rule in the football laws was introduced less than 100 years after the foundation of the United States. So I think it's safe to say it's been there a while and is very necessary. The people who criticise it say that it would encourage scoring more goals, but it's the opposite. If you got rid of offsides in football, you would just encourage teams to defend more. Anyway, moving on. Soccer's biggest flaw is the tie. They need to eliminate this and have every game end with a decisive winner. Ditch the 3 points for a win and 1 point for a draw. This might be my favourite because if you think a sport where a game can end in a draw is automatically bad, then I don't think you have the critical thinking skills for this debate. Take this World Cup group stage for example. Some of my favourite games have ended in draws. Curacao versus Ecuador, Cape Verde versus Spain for example. Just because there are more goals doesn't automatically make it more exciting. Or, you want more? Still, the crazy thing about soccer is that the outset and intended viewers aren't sure how stoppage time is going to go on for. Imagine an NFL game where you didn't know when it was going to end. Well, we don't have to imagine it being an NFL game because we're not watching football through the prism of American sports. But anyway, I imagine this one will be less controversial because there have been discussions about introducing a stop-start clock. But for me, that'd be ridiculous because football prides itself on being a fluid sport with 2 blocks of 45 minutes. It's why the whole hydration break issue has caused so much controversy. And finally, getting kicked out of the next game for getting 2 yellow cards is a dumb rule. Punish the guy in the current game, not the next game. Play soft after they get 1 yellow card. And the...
All my life, I have heard how the world hate Americans. And then that world, it took the World Cup for them to actually come and experience America and Americans. The videos I've been seeing online are 99% extremely positive. Positively surprised. They're positively surprised. This, if anything, should teach us one thing. Do not ever rely on media to tell you what other people are really like, what other cultures are really like. Travel. Travel and experience it yourself. That is the only way to actually know. There's no agenda in traveling. There's just you and them. I'm so happy that this World Cup is happening here in the US, bringing all the football/soccer fever to this country. And I hope you all enjoy your stay here.